welcome to Kellen VS Mason's. This is full screen, right? The options is a bit over there. Yeah, I'm doing that. Does it actually work? I don't want this. The sound sounds kind of quiet. Did you change the sound? Okay. I'm actually so excited for this. Okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's see how hot it is. No, I've read this before, don't worry. This is the one thing I had access to, isn't it? Other than the custom, right? Was it stretched? Oh my god. Does anyone not remember the classic reflections? Oh my god, I'm actually playing. Look at the reflections. Oh, it's Lava Escape. I wonder who made this. I'm gonna explore in the city. Bye. Look, I'm glowing. There, backworms. Oh, it's 3D. It's 3D. No, it's not. It's not 3D, you fucker. You lied.
Welcome to Mason Mad Pizzeria.
It's nice to see ya.
Oh God. Right.
I've seen this.
Guess you saw it in the newspaper then.
This is the only thing I've seen, basically.
I'll be your manager, but you can just call me Kaden. Your job is to be a security guard, as well as helping us to just maintain the establishment in general. Why you took both jobs is beyond me, but don't worry if you don't have any sort of qualifications, because like none of our previous hires did either, and they got on fine, just fine. Allow me to show you around before you begin your first shift. There's a couple of things that you might want to know. When you're ready, just open the doors and step inside.
I want to go kind of side of this way. We're having a stroll. Oh, there's a bin here. Fully modeled. It literally is set up. What the fuck? Alright, let's go in. I'm not gonna try break the game or anything.
On the right, you'll see the office where you're staying tonight.
Nice.
The door's closed right now, so we'll just come back to that later.
I love this so much. Because it is. Or he's like the dad of the group. You're right. Oh, no, I need to go in here, don't I?
Looks like you found the broom closet. Nothing special. Let's move on.
Wonder what this is. Yeah, you showed me that. That's cool though.
Please, let's move on.
Let's move on, please. Oh, look at that! That's sick! Oh my god, that's so cool. Nah, man. That's actually
This
so
is the
sick.
kitchen. Here we cook extra delicious
Cabbage
meals
soup.
such as cabbage soup, vegetable stew, and pineapple pizza.
Let's see
Not
what
very
no one gets in
delicious.
this building right now. Go. Man, look at these seats. Look at these seats. Toilets. Oh shit, that was scary.
Here's the parts and service.
Look at this.
This is where I keep spare parts for maintenance. Behind the glass is the maintenance room,
Oh.
where I, or you, may perform repairs on animatronics out of the
I
eyes and reach of our guests. Don't want to spoil the magic for them, do we?
No, I closed it. No, not really. This is so sick.
Ah, yes, the main attraction. The
So
animatronics
sick.
themselves.
Oh my
Expertly
God. Oh!
crafted, beautifully programmed, and optimally maintained by yours truly. In front of them is the area where families can
The normal
eat while they watch our beloved mascots perform their favourite songs, such as I Wanna Be a Rock Star, I Am a Gummy Bear, and Sparkle and Shine, if you're feeling
Wait,
festive during the
it's
holidays.
gonna be a rock star. Oh my God, the dialogue is not canon. Where are we off to next?
Here's the toilets, I guess.
No jizz.
Remember the bathroom code of conduct. Shit and piss, just don't jizz.
Except if your name is Mason.
Came up with that myself.
Shit. Shit. Oh, he's in the way. I'm in the girls' toilet. That is so fucked. What is this spirit I hate? Oh. My mic is destroyed now. Okay. He's just in the way of the rules, though. If I wanted to read it. It's so weird how it goes across the floor as well. Why is it like the bubbles are stretched as fuck? Also, why does this toilet model look like it was taken from like a toolbox or something? Because it's just so much higher detail than everything else. Oh, you can actually sprint.
This is one of my personal favourite parts of the Pisseria, the arcade.
Oh!
All of these machines are imported from MichealSoft himself.
It's
You
got
have many
music.
awesome titles to choose from, like Micheal Room, Half-Life MichealSoft, and not to forget
classic.
5 Nights at Me. This is the prize counter, where you can exchange the tickets that you've won from the machines for prizes. I'll let you into the staff section now.
Why is this shit going on?
Shit, it's locked. One sec.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa!
Hello!
Yeah, but actually, I need to go see the toilets. Fuck you. Yeah, I'll get back.
Welcome to my office. This is where I spend most of my time, just sorting out papers and doing other random shit that doesn't have to do with working at this godforsaken
It's
if
gone
I see you in
quiet.
here again, then you're dead.
It's so funny. I'll leave him to that.
This is the staff room. The out-of-service Kellen
Oh.
Animatronic is here right now. The staff like to
Pooey
test how hard they
fatty.
can punch him. It's kind of annoying, because I'm trying to fix him, and whenever I fix something, they just unfix it for me.
He looks fine to me. This is sick. How's this better than a real FNAF game, though?
And finally, here's your office. Let's start from left to right. Here is the powered door. You may open and close it whenever you feel like. There's also light control when
I
the
think this is the
door
last
is
guy I
open,
saw,
which
was
allows
this,
you to see
before I
outside
stopped.
clearer in the dark. In front of you is the door that we just came from. The lock on it is semi-broken, so if you want to let, like, if someone's trying to get in and you don't want them in, just keep the lock held in place until they leave. On your right is a closet which is empty at the moment, so if you feel like it,
There's a
hide in
chair.
there if you feel a friend. There's also a vent above you, which is kinda cool, but also kinda creepy. It's like so dark in there.
I'm not
and I
playing
always
as
hear
Mason, so I can't
movement
do that.
and, while I work, and I don't know, it may be
This game would be
infested.
completely different.
But that aside, that includes your tour of the Pisseria. You can drive home, but
I'm
come
driving
back here
home.
tonight before 12 AM, so you can begin, you know, your night shift.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Nighttime, bitches. This is so sick. Surreal. I've got 10 minutes before my shift begins. I'm gonna bang this game. I'm the best FNaM player of all time, guys. Don't forget. yeah, don't worry. Oh. What are you doing here, Bailey? Not going yet. Yeah, I haven't missed anything. This is pretty cool. Will ya? It looks cool. I like how you made some of them not light. That's creepy. Oh, they're not moving. That's such a good detail. That's pretty sick. That's so sick. What the fuck? Alright, so let's fucking go. This game is so good. Oh, it looks so much better in here though. What the fuck? I'm not ending the call. Hell no.
Hi, me again.
Oh my god.
So, new guy, you're finally on your first night shift as a security guard. I briefed you earlier, but if you didn't listen, I'll just go over it quickly. Use your security tablet, which should just be right below you to monitor the building. If you see any trespassers, please shut the door on your left and ring the police to deal with them. The door in front of you leads to the staff area of the building. That is locked, but if the handle moves, then please do not hesitate to push back on it. Remember, there is a vent above you, so just look up and check that every so often for movement. Using the camera system, doors and door lights cost you power, which you should conserve as much as possible. If your power runs out, then the lights will go out and all of the doors will open. If all else fails, please feel free to hide in the closet on your right, but only as a last resort. Thanks for applying for the job, and I will see you in 6 hours.
Day 2, I have no idea what's about to happen. That's such a time skip. Where's the going home sequence? It'd be a computer. Because he's a CPU. Oh no, he's still here. Go away.
Good morning. Hope you enjoyed your first night shift. You look pretty tired. Actually, scrap that. You don't look tired at all.
What? It's not like a flirt.
In fact, you don't look anything. Well, we have some time before you begin your second night shift. Let's go inside and see if there's any work to do.
Dating sim. Where's the dating option?
Karen!
What the fuck?
Looks like Pooeys have infested the Pisseria.
What the fuck?
I was afraid this would happen.
That was sick.
Quick, to my office!
What the fuck? Why am I just spinning?
Right, so here's the plan. Have this carryable incinerator.
What?
Anything that you'll drop in there will be destroyed. Your job
Murder.
is to go around the Pisseria and incinerate any Pooeys that you find. Once you catch them all, come back to me and I'll unlock the doors for you to leave. I'll just hide here until you're done.
It's music! Oh, that's sick! It's murder! Die off my fucking chair. They're just spinning. Oh, that actually works. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm reloading my bucket with food. Oh yeah. You fuck on you. Closet, yes! Okay, that's surely the last one. Quick check. Oh wait, no, in the maintenance room there's like a little bit. Surely. Oh no, I looked in here. Okay, I'm just gonna go look at the oh, the kitchen. Easy.
Great job. Finally. The infestation's controlled. You're free to go home until your next shift.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. Round. If it was FNaF 4, yeah. That's sexy. Lockpick.
Night. Same thing again, but as a reminder, monitor the cameras to check for intruders, shut the doors if an intruder is there, and keep the door in front of you from opening.
I forgot these are
Remember to check that vent, because with the Pooey infestation finally controlled, you will never know what monsters will be crawling in there now. Also, if something is in there and you feel scared, then just remember, there's no shame in being a pussy. Hide in the closet. Well, that's all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. Watch this speed, alright? That's that 420 mode epicness. I'm feeling it. That cone. Should check the door. Fine. I swear that cone wasn't there before. Oh. Yeah. Ten? This is early. It was like 12 last time. Yeah, I saw it. 10 AM's early. Oh yeah, see you, enjoy, mate.
What's up? I got a good job for you today that'll prepare you for tomorrow. The arcade machines have been broken for ages, and some of our customers are getting fuming from it. I've tried my best to fix them this morning, but I need someone to playtest them before I allow customers to access them.
Yes.
Think of it as a little break from the incident yesterday. Follow me.
I love that. The great Pooey incident. What the fuck was that? That's so weird.
Here they are. We have 6 to test.
Oh!
Let's work our way from left to right.
Oh!
Hi Joe.
Fix crazy time now.
I will. But first our new employee needs to test some games.
Fake arcade.
Don't listen to him. He's always like this. Remember, if you want to terminate your arcade game session at any time,
Oh
press
my
the E
God.
key in game. But I am not going to let you move on to the next one before you finish the first one. Like, we just need to test if everything's working okay. First up is Half-Life MichealSoft.
No
Crazy time first.
We'll come to it now.
Joke.
As I was saying, this is an instant classic, but I won't spoil
No way I'm
anything.
gonna play this.
The controls are your usual WASD for movement and click to shoot. Have fun!
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll see. Look who it is. It's the boyfriends. What?
Nice fucking stuff.
The Epcot energy does not exist.
The Epcot energy doesn't exist. Go away, mate.
Sure.
I love cum.
I love cum.
Hey, Epcot. Wanna maybe, VC?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Hey kid, can you get that fucking Jerry Animatronic to stop kissing my friend Andy?
Nice fucking stuff.
This is sick. Wait, Reese has more. Oh yeah, it's not only 3, is it?
Aww, Epcot, I love your hat.
Wait, what did that say? I didn't hear that one.
Hey, do you work here? Can I have 2 pineapple pizzas, please? Hey, Epcot. Wanna maybe, VC?
The Epcot energy doesn't exist.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Theme Park Planet is messaging
Yeah,
me
Epcot.
again. Fuck me.
What?
Oof, oof, oof. Hey kid, can you get that fucking Jerry Animatronic to stop kissing my friend Andy?
The what animatronic? He's not an animatronic, he's real. he thinks he's been here so much, he thinks he's an animatronic. Alright, I don't know what is about to happen, but I don't think this is going to be normal. This is going to be really weird. I don't think... How am I actually going to... What the fuck? It's a FNaF mini game. Bullet sponge. Scam beta. Scam beta. Oh, I'm actually sick of this. Wait, you sent me this before. Monsters! It's alive here! Oh wait, they move. Why are they moving? What the fuck? Oh, they're coming towards me. Oh shit, that was not good. Let's go through. Oh no, it's a key door, isn't it? Oh. Oops. Yeah, so play again then. So I know everything. It was right next to W. Oh shit. Oh, it's fucking Half-Life Alex ID. God dang it. It's in the compound language. Why are they all grunts? Oh shit, that's fucking close. The Microsoft computer. Oh! It's the real office. Oh my god! It's Ralph! What the fuck? Ah! It's Ralph from Microsoft. Shit, man. This guy's dangerous. I'm not a scam baiter, I promise. Come on. Yeah, we know. That's where we got it from. Wait, did we add it? Fucking massacre. My co-worker Ralph. Oh. I'm gonna turn insane mode on. Wait, I died! It killed me! Because it wasn't good. Let me try like 10 minutes second. Oh. Oh, fuck, that's just a pause. Let me stop the audio. Kill something. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're back in the office again. Oh, fuck! This is such a scratch game, I love it. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's got worse hitboxes than scratch games as well. I'm not dying again. I'm not going back. Why's like Gungeon back? That's so weird. Why is Ralph more powerful than Condom? I guess Ralph is like the higher up. I mean, he's killed me more though. They're really fast. Wow, I remember this fight back in 03. Now we're reliving it with a video game. Oh shit. Oh! Hold on, shit, that go hard. Don't wait for this. Wait for the drop. Oh, what the fuck? Ah! What the shit? Maybe I should have stayed in there. Oh my god. Oh, that's hard. Go. Oh, no. This is sick. Okay, that's all right. That's fast, okay. Combine. Monsters, how should I feel? Creatures lying, looking through the window.
Yeah!
Yeah!
That performed excellently.
Whoa!
This shall stay operational from now on. Next up is...
Crazy
Not actually
time.
Ah!
Excuse me, what? Wait, we actually played Crazy Time. Ah!
So, as you guys know, the whale imported all the way from Somalia. That's why I spin so hard. No problem. No problem
What?
whatsoever. So let's see, maybe a 1, maybe a 2, maybe a 5, maybe even a 10. A 10, good. Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to 1. Sick. Good Actually works. It's the biggest inside joke of all time. Oh, what the fuck?
What's a ton? What's a ton? So while we spin it, I spin. I'll
Two
pick a
quid
song.
on one. 2 quid on
Oh, I'm.
Team Javelin. Oh, yes!
Fun. Oh, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Oh, we have a comment from Ralph. He says, I hate save jobless.
Where's the
You know
chat?
what? Ralph, me too. I fucking hate.
Yes! Oh my god.
Excuse my language, but
Holy
I'm
shit,
sorry,
I'll actually
I have
be rich.
such bad expression for Steve Jobs.
25x
No,
on
Steve
2.
Jobs,
Oh,
no.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Lots of fun.
Oh my god.
So,
Alright, fuck it.
guys know, it's waiting, it's spinning, the Microsoft computer, it comes out, you buy
Okay,
it.
4 quid on 2.
Make sure you buy this.
Oh my god. Yeah, but it has to be 2. Oh my god, bro. Oh!
Lots of
I
fun.
might as well just go all in on one at this point.
Yeah. I get to
What are these
spin.
ones?
Very
What are
good
these ones?
spin. Very strong. My hand, so strong,
Yeah,
it
actually
would take
big.
any.
Oh my god. 100. No, it's 5. It's 10. I'm poor. I'm actually bankrupt. I didn't even get anything.
What's a ton?
I didn't get
You
anything.
bitch! You flung me!
Oh.
I'd ban you if you wasn't friends with Mason.
Oh, he exploited it.
Well, now that Crazy Time's finally active, shut up and let us get on with testing.
Keep going.
Let's get back to Micheal Room now.
So fun.
This has to be my favourite online game. Same controls as before, but,
Yes.
you know, for the
Oh,
first
go
game,
away.
you might want to use
What do we
spacebar
do
on
for
your
paintball?
sexy MichealSoft keyboard.
Yeah, and then he flung him. I know. I just realised that was sick. I didn't hear the dialogue because I think I was laughing. The first dialogue. I don't know. What? Why is it bowling?
You can do better than that.
What does the spacebar do? Oh shit! That's what spacebar does.
You can do better than that.
You can do better than that. That's a strike. What?
You can do better than that.
That's a strike. That's a strike. Yeah.
You can do better than that.
Strike. Strike.
You can do better than that.
What's saying you can do better than that?
You can do better than that.
Fuck. Oh!
You've got a strike.
Oh, come on.
You've got a strike.
Yes!
You've got a strike.
No.
You can do
that's not
better
fair.
than that. You can do better than that.
Easy.
You've got a strike.
Could do better than that. Yeah.
You've got a.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it is paintball! Why is it cutaway? Holy shit! Paintball! It's got the sounds. Where did you get the sounds? Oh no, trust me, I'm about to fucking destroy everything. Dog Soldier! Holy shit! Watch this shit, okay? Watch this shit. Oh, your shit. He's so bad at this game. He's actually so bad. No, fuck! No, spawn's broke there. Look better than that. Spawn can Dark Souls, right? Oh, come on. Oh! Oh! What the fuck? Dark Soldier! It's so funny! Oh no, I must play. Singer! What's the singer? shit! No, I got it. Oh. Fuck off. Oh, you can push him! Alright, watch this. Bye! Oh! Zinger! That's sick.
Spam Among Us in the chat, boys.
Spam Among Us in the chat, boys. Cringe cunt. Oh, he's stuck! Bates. Oh!
Alright, bye.
He's the greatest of them all. Ducks. Well, no, he's not the greatest. He's the greatest. Got it. Get out of here, fuckhead. Watch me get a hat trick, boy. This is the best game of all time. Fuck off! Oh no, it's No, 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 no. Fuck off. Oh, this is the one, this is the one. Oh my god, how did you do this? Fuck! I feel like I'm gonna lose. Oh!
Zinger!
Break your streak.
And never losing a game. We've never lost a game.
The networking seems to be fully operational.
Actually never lost a game.
That's good, because I was worried that I wouldn't be. Anyway, now we are up to Fighting X-Slayer by newcomer Annika.
No way, you had every
From
game.
the trailer,
What?
this looks to be great.
I have no idea what this could be. What are you even going to do here? Oh, let's go! Yes! What the fuck? This one's broken. No! It's broken. The music's
Oh no! It's completely busted! Oh, for fuck's sake. What a shame. Now on to Five Nights at Mason's 3D.
Oh, this is a
I
classic.
was actually a developer for this one back in 21.
21.
My opinion may be a bit biased because of that, but I personally enjoy it. Usual WASD and click for shooting.
Oh my god, Intel Man. It's me, Intel Man. He's got the Glock as well. Alright, Pooey. Oh, that's a classic key card. Man, this is really just like Five Nights at Freddy's. I can't believe they had the arcade. It's just a puzzle game. These pros are actually strong. Oh shit. Oh, oh. It kind of makes sense that I put a keyboard on the arcade cabinets. Yeah, yeah. Because that deserves it as premium. Alright, let's get this info. There we go. Oh shit. Oh! No, 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 no. Come on, rack up these pretty boys. Where's the evil barrels? This is such a throwback. Jesus. It's definitely the best day, honestly. You need a bonus menu where you can just play these. Ah, nice. Most epic soul adventure. Oh, the Intel. Oh no! I was shooting, my gun got stuck like that. Oh my god! You didn't change it. You fuckwit. Oh yeah. Right, get Steam Room. Now I'm gonna do that thing where you can add non-Steam rooms. I actually didn't know you could do that. I don't need to do that for like YouTube videos. So we're just going into File Explorer playable. It's kind of good. Hey, in the Hell Ring. The Ring of Hellfire. Of one man army. Fuck. Uh-huh. So I just gotta keep it out. It's starting to hurt my ears. Literally! That's what I'm feeling right now. My ears need a break. Just the quest kid turns on the game and then he shoots a gun and his speakers explode. Nah, man, I was shaking. laughs in many different ways. That's what you'll come to find. Yeah, me too. Why were you saying shut up, Bree? I'm making fun of Kelly, not you. Unless you are Kelly or something. Wait, is it now? Oh! Oh my god! Oh fuck! Look at him! Fuck it out! I actually jumped. Okay, if there's strategy, then I've got to really kill this guy. Then I'm fucking around. Nah, because I didn't see it going. Just fucking shoot him before you get trapped in the corner. Yes, bro. Ah! Ah! He's fast as fuck. Shit. I would have killed him if he didn't make me do that. is that down there? Oh, the keycard thing.
Still as good as I remember making it. Other than that boss fight, I have no idea what happened during Vincent's second stage. The third one didn't even seem to activate either. I allowed people on it anyway. Our final game is Too Cool for School.
I can't imagine what's about to happen.
To move left and right, use A and D. To jump, press W or space. As well as this, you may use WASD or your arrow keys on the final level. Good luck. This one may be a bit tricky.
That's why you wanted that PG. Oh my god. Wait! I know what this is. We're on Too Cool for School. Holy shit. Go! Henry! Oh. Oh shit. This is sick. Yeah. Hopefully the light is might be better. Oh yeah, the void. Oh no, I can't. Yep. This game's insanely good. I got the mighty movement on my deck. I've got to press it. Shit. Oh! That's sick. This is so cool. Oh shit, he's a terrible teacher. What's going on? Improving all these basics in your life. Oh. Shit, that's hard. Keep being How did I mess that up? Maybe that isn't hard then. Oh yeah! Oh, this is Brick House! Yeah! No, yeah, this is Lady Gideontis. Our Lady Gideontis. There's an outside area. Go! We've got to run away! Go! We escape. What the fuck's going on?
I'm gonna play my guitar.
What the fuck is this?
I'm gonna play all night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a big star. Gonna see my name in lights. I wanna go to town. My friends and me. We're traveling a limo. Be back in time for tea.
That's what we thought.
But my homework is still be waiting for me. And I'll copy the names of every no TV. Why do parents always get you down, down, down? I'm gonna be a rock star. I won't need to go to school. I'm gonna be a rock star. I'll be living by the swimming pool. I'm gonna be a rock star. Just you wait and see. 'Cause the boy on that stage will be me. In the studio, we'll be good to go. With Root Round's beat, we'll rock the show. And we'll jam all night, we'll be getting on down. Till the morning light, we're gonna fool around. But I'm in my room, just stuck here again. I should be on the stage, I can entertain. Why do parents always get you down, down, down? I'm gonna be a rock star. I won't need to go to school. I'm gonna be a rock star. I'll be nobody's fool. Gonna be a rock star. Just you wait and see. 'Cause the boy on that stage will be me.
I could really feel my blocky butt cheeks clenching during the Our Lady Gideontis escape sequence. How did you manage to pull that off? I always get stuck there.
I died like 3 times.
Well, I guess that's all I have for today. You're probably
was-
starting to get into the
that
routine
was
of coming back
insane.
during the night, so I'm not too worried about you forgetting that. You can go home until your next shift, and thanks for helping in playtest.
Let me use it.
Now we can open the arcade again.
I'll be back.
Finally.
Chris.
I'll see you tomorrow.
That's called pacing right there. That's called video game pacing. Is he keeping a door shut or something? My power's on like 70%. He's just shit at FNaF. This has been officially an hour now. The game's done, mate. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna bet Joe's still here. He's not. yeah, we saw him a minute ago. Rip. Yeah. Oh. Right. Yeah. Where's music chat? This song isn't original. He's gonna love that so much. What the fuck?
Halfway through your week? Hope it hasn't been too boring. Things may be a bit different tonight. Do you remember Joe from earlier? Well, he hasn't left the building. Refused to. So I've just left him there since he's a friend of Mason's. One thing you need to know about Joe is that he's an exploiter. I can imagine that after I lock up, he'll be doing all sorts of crazy shit. For this reason, I have created a manual anti-exploit that is built into your camera. If the camera detects Joe, the anti-exploit will activate. All you need to do is select the anti-exploit to counteract Joe's exploit, but having it enabled will cost you some power. Still need to optimize it. That's all. I've gotta go call Mason. Bye.
He gotta call me. You're watching a pro at work right now. That's goofy RB.
What a joke.
No. No. Okay. You know, what was up with Joe? He's falling over. That's all funny. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea what's about to happen now. I knew about the arcades. I didn't know about the Pooey thing. I don't know what's gonna happen now. Shit, day 4. That's like weird.
You may have noticed our Kellen animatronic in the staff room near your office. Before you got here, he did something.
Oh shit, he raped someone.
Point is that he is unstable and a health hazard to everyone in the building. Please go get him and carry him to the parts and services room for decommission. Be careful there. He's extremely heavy.
It's fucking fat. What are you looking at? Look at the 2 bitches ahead.
Bugger off.
Fuck off.
What are you stood there for? Get a move on.
Why'd that sound like an NPC? What are you stood there for?
Well, get a move on. What are you stood there for?
What are you stood there for? Is there only
Get a
2?
move on. Bugger off. Bugger off.
Why does it always get a move on?
Bugger off.
Bugger off. Sitting it. Oh, I'm excited for these.
This pizza tastes like fucking cardboard. Jesus Christ, this is horrible.
Shit.
Gerstlauer explained.
I thought someone was playing out a voice chat there.
Is a relatively young German amusement ride
Shut
manufacturer,
up.
famous for their compact yet thrilling rollercoaster models.
Als je dit kan verstaan, je bent echt geweldig. Ga zo door.
Ain't cool.
Now, I seemingly don't understand what is so funny about this.
Where's Harry
I
Hazel
assume you are all typing in your own server or group chat.
Imagine night 6, Harry Hazel comes through the door.
I fucking love the soggy cat image.
What the
do you want from me? Do you want me to, like, rip off your fucking jaw?
shit, bro. Get me out of here, man. Can I get up here, though? Yeah. No, I thought someone might have been in there, but that's just stupid.
There's the tale of McDonald's workers told about the most fearsome McDonald's eater. He was such a bitch, he'd take all your chips. Then he'd run off with your 10-year-old daughter. Who's this loathsome cunt, he said, who sailed the 7 McDonald's? He'd take on all the big chips, and then go on to the STRIPSSSSSSSS. Music Joe. Music Joe. Black-hearted to the stomach.
Good. I like that. You wanna break my fucking Kellen?
What do you want from me? Do you want me to, like, rip off your fucking jaw?
Oh. Okay. Remove top hair. Remove left ear, remove right ear. Press nose. Oh, for fuck's sake. Remove guess. Okay.
Now we can begin the decommissioning process.
Ew, the middle finger.
We need to salvage parts from Kellen in order to build a new one later down the line. On the wall, I've placed a list of instructions on what to do in order to salvage Kellen's parts. Follow each one and then come to my office so we can perform the final step. Be extremely careful when performing the tasks, as one wrong move could cause the animatronic to act erratically and cause unwanted damage to itself and you.
I don't want to jump scare. Okay, I'm kinda scared. Top hat. Left ear, your right. The right ear. This is sick. What the fuck? Move the little finger. Microphone. That's the microphone. Bow tie. Ew, what the fuck? Ew. Nah, that's fucked up. Why has he got a bullet hole in his... Oh, guessed. Bye. Ew. Oh. Alright, yeah, okay. Oh, so it's the cursor, okay. Scary maze game. I'll go to low sensitivity, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I can't make it show. Yeah, see ya. Nice. I'm on the bottom middle bit now. That's a really tight one. Yeah, I'm taking it slow. Alright, I'm nearly there. I'm on the last bit where it gets really small. Fuck. Okay, yeah, I did it. He's disgusting. Look at him. Where's the guest gone there? What the fuck was that? The law. Ew. Yeah, no thanks.
Als je dit kan verstaan, je bent echt geweldig.
Why did you do that? Oh my god. Yeah, it shocked me.
Oh! You did it!
Doctor.
Congrats. I knew you went thick. Right. So now we need to perform the final step. This...
Whoa, that's cool.
...is the decommissioner.
Nerd.
It's a special tool I created from an old Glock 17 I had. Comes in handy for decommissioning animatronics. Hence, you know, the name. What it does is it fires out a special kind of round which wreaks havoc on the insides of an animatronic. It's designed to penetrate the surface layer of metal and from the impact morph into a ball that will allow it to bounce around from the inside, destroying all wires that it touches. This in turn works to shut down the animatronic completely. Sometimes it takes multiple shots, but if you do it just right, they go down in one. That makes it sound like a gun a bit, but I think it's closer to robot euthanasia, personally. Let's go use it on Kellen.
Yeah, I wasn't moving. What's that? Can I read that? After robotics, for fuck's sake. Dear Dr. Zombie, we humbly thank you for our purchase with us. We hope that your customer experience has been pleasant and you consider us. You shall receive fun time Freddy. You bought him from Afton, you fuck. No. Purple guy's in like every FNAF game now, even this. Let him die already. Alright, fucking kill him.
Time for sleeping night-night, Kellen.
Yes! Oh! Sheesh!
I'm gonna miss him.
I'm not. That was sick.
Just kidding, he was my least favourite. Let's dump this motherfucker outside.
Yeah.
Pick him up and follow me to the back of the Pisseria.
That was so sick. This fucking man. I wonder what they're thinking seeing this shit.
Bugger off.
Bugger off. Oh, Ray. No barking. Oh, the bin. For real. No.
Good riddance.
Something's gonna
You know
happen.
the deal. Back to your car and come back before 12. Bye.
I don't like it. The hell? No, Intel Man does not smooch Kaden. I can't believe I drive a Lambo in this world. That's how great I am. Yep. And the pacing is as well. Like that day sequence was just like 10 years long. I like it though. Kaden made this song, guys. I love that song. I made that song like ages ago. The feline. Oh, this is busting it down.
Almost finished with your week. Yes. I don't have much time to talk tonight, so I'll just keep it brief. At the end of the week, you will receive your paycheck.
Oh my god.
Also, Joe is here again, so please keep him at bay with the anti-exploit. He's so annoying. Oh yeah, also, don't forget the doors, lights, closet, and vent either, as they might come in handy tonight. I don't have anything else to say.
Trying to think of a script.
Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, see ya. Bye bye.
So awkward. It's true. Yeah. What is going on here? I think this is Fling, right? That's so funny. Okay, this is getting dangerous this night. I know what Intel Man looks like. I've been around the blocks more times than you. not doing actually that great on power right now. That doesn't help, does it? I'm getting all the power hungry animatronics right now. See, that's better. Yeah, I'll be on track. Yeah. Yep. Oh shit. That's so unfair. Got 3 things at once. Yeah, I wanna hit that. This night's actually kinda hard. This night's hard. Well, if it was easier than 420, it wouldn't be bad. Did I hear Joe? I did as well. Wasn't actually sure.
Vincent stays in that vent for ages.
Okay. What? What is it? Nah, I'm looking at this now. Fair play on that.
Push my belly buttons to make me speak 20 deaf phrases.
Joe's flying around the floor, means he's flinging himself. Oh, fuck's sake. Go away, Pooey. See, I'm just a bit of a pro when it comes to this game. Yeah. Says the one on like 60% 2 AM. Doing great. How fast, darling? Sitting on. I wanna look at this right now. I wanna see that. Oh. It's one of my favourite animations. That means he's done Crazy Time, right? Lies. Nah, it was probably just like halfway between. Yeah. He's just a hater. Oh. Shit, that wasn't fly, was it? That's not what a fling normally looks like. I'm fucked. Actually, it's 4 AM. Was that Ray? Yeah, you're actually watching this. You need to play this, Ray. You could actually run this so easily. Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely need to play it. It's good you actually have a laptop that can run stuff now. I think it would run it anyway, to be honest. Yeah! Oh god, what's this gonna be? I'm kinda scared, to be honest. Yeah. 6:45 AM, you're making me get up so early. It's even worse than before. At home? Oh shit. Home sequence. Oh my god, what? I didn't see this coming. Oh fuck. This is sick. Kiss. It's gotta hurt. I'm fucking shattered. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, don't worry, I will. Okay, thanks. What the fuck? This is like Epcot's house or something. That's what I imagine his house looks like. Oh wow, it's sick. You must email Kaden. It says Intel Man's bed actually though. Oh wait, no, I get it. I thought you meant email for sex. Did you record that sound? Okay, what is that? Okay, right. Let's do this. Yeah, it's genius. Okay. Got an email. Whoa! Okay, hold on. To Kaden over the past couple of nights I have that the animatronics wander about in the building while nobody is there and actively don't say this and tries to get into my office. Is this normal? Thanks in advance, Intel Man. Okay. Yeah, I typed all that out, by the way, guys. I think I'm in trouble now. Shouldn't have said that. Oh, right. Whoa. I'm gonna get like woken up and killed. I'm scared. 4 PM? What the hell? Yeah. Kaden's dead. I'm fucking scared. I don't want to look around. I don't actually want to turn around. Oh, he's there. He's alive. I don't like this.
Okay, I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is strange. I watched the security footage this morning and you were right. They did move. A lot, actually. You did handle Joe pretty well, though, so congrats on that, I guess.
You told me about the
Oh, man, I don't even know where to start. How about we go back inside and monitor them to make sure that they stay in line before we lock up. I can announce a temporary closure of a couple of days while I work on them. If all goes bad, then we can just decommission them, bring in a new batch. I'm so sorry, you were probably traumatized by the last couple of nights. They probably weren't gonna harm you, but it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? God, I got no sleep. The only thing that I need is parts in order to place a door near the breaker box to protect me. Could you please go gather some tools? I think I left some near the arcade, janitor's closet, and probably parts in the service room. Thanks.
Say, why was that cute? I didn't actually...
Oh shit. The police are here again. Act casual and don't be suspicious. They won't want to hear from me again.
What the shit? Reads the police.
Oh. Hey, you okay? We're just here to keep an eye out. Kid went missing like 2 weeks ago and he's last seen at this place.
We believe that their disappearance potentially has something to do with this establishment.
Ew.
Please come to us if you notice anything out of the ordinary.
You got a firearm, bitch.
Did they say anything to you? I'll take your silence as a no. Well, let's continue.
Oh.
Can't let this distract us from our work. I'll collect the parts at the prize counter. You find them and bring them to me.
What the hell? I think I did. I didn't hear Sid too well. He was a bit quiet.
Thanks for that one, mate.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, there's more in the arcade, parts and service room, and janitor's closet.
Oh wait, there's new dialogue.
I'm trying to watch the fucking show. Go away!
I've got my eye on you.
Ew. I'm so scared. What are you gonna do, Ree? What's up? That's not a squiggle face, is it?
You need to shut up. Yeah, you heard me. Fuck off. You need to shut up.
It's Kaden
Yeah,
went to
you
everyone
heard me.
and now tell them to
off.
fuck off because we were watching a show.
Go away, mate.
Oh my god.
Go away,
That's
mate.
why.
Go away, mate.
Bugger off.
Bugger off.
I've got my eye on you.
Hostile. Man, just hostile.
I'm trying to watch the fucking show. Go away!
Break your jaw.
Thanks for that one, mate.
Sorry.
Don't forget,
this.
there's
Not
more in
on
the
my way.
arcade, parts and service room, and janitor's closet.
Oh. Sheesh.
Hey, let me in that room.
No, you're a raggedy bitch. Shut. Oh, you fuck!
Ew. What is that
I'm
stench?
getting jump scared by Ree.
Probably nothing. Oh well.
Nah, this is scary.
Thanks. I just wanted to snoop around for a bit.
To you. Why did Ree scare me? Why did I get jump? Did you see me jump? I actually did. I got Ree jump scare. Yeah. It wasn't that quiet. Yeah, you all whispered it in like a... No excuses. You're a police officer. That's why you got a mask on.
What do you want from me? Do you want me to, like, rip off your fucking jaw?
Oh my god. That's so bad. Who did that? Oh yeah, I forgot this existed. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for
That should be it. Now just sit back, relax, and watch the show or something while I go work on
Could
setting
you
this
actually,
door
like,
up.
fuck off? I'm trying to watch the show. Go get railed or something. I don't know.
I wonder why there's a shadow of the speed. Oh! Oh! Holy shit.
I'm the Microsoft father. Yo. Microsoft. On the mic. Don't know jobless. I'm the Microsoft father. I'm the Microsoft father. I am the Microsoft father. Epic like Barza. Don't like jobless. Don't cut corners. When I play soccer, I like to hit the goals harder. So they sing as if I am a charger. Other computers think they're good, but mine is proper. Send them round the world to make the brand larger. Fuck the Z-Dude, fuck the Dark Soldier. All they give a fuck about is chat and sounding older. I'm addictive like crazy time of marijuana. With a big spliff and a bottle of lager. Messing up the game plan, my price harbour. Don't give a fuck, so I'm rolling in the dollar. I've got so many employees to take up all Somalia. Office keeps getting bigger and larger. I was talking to my extra top employee Ralph earlier, now he is a real geezer. I'm the #1 challenger, I'm the company manager, the private bankrupt ya, then pay £1 and acquire, take your tech and ravage ya. I'm amazing, I'm spectacular. When they say ring tech support, send me a message, I'll get back to ya. You see the graphics at the back, they'll make you want to give Jolene a slap. Turning Dante and I'm the happy dad. I'll mess you like I'm not apple chap. Come out of nowhere like a Mao attack. Don't talk shit, don't suck crap. My time in the mic like yo, KAC, I make the calls. You drive a car 50 times too slow. I get about on Somalian roads. My automobile is fast and blows. When I'm at Michael's, I drum more slow. Cause when I got this thing going, I made his legs go. I've got the skank flow. Microsoft here and running the show. Might hear me on the radio. You might hear me on your cell phone. I've got the skank flow. Microsoft here and running the show. You might hear me on the radio. Might hear me on your cell phone.
He's going off. Oh my god, this is a kid's place. Like crazy time of marijuana. I need lyrics to that. Yeah. Thanks. That's so good. Oh my fuck. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, from the door. Just give me a second. This is just so funny. I can't express what the.
Well, I could only hear it through the wall. That sounded like a great show. I'm gonna start closing down now, and I will announce a temporary closure for a couple of days. You start preparing in your office for the night.
Oh, I don't like this. Oh yeah. No.
Music Joe. Black heart into the stomach. Music Joe. Music Joe. The tango he did adore. With a hand on the burger and the other on his drink. You'd get strung up if you glanced at his dick. Yes, he was properly out as chicken nuggets and they called him Music Joe.
I know.
Now I get the feline you're not here, Reed. How frightening he would be. He could be as fat as...
I just love that song. 10-year-old daughter here. Alright. Come on! Huh? Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Sex scene, sex scene.
You know the room where Joe and Kellen hang around and you go every night to switch off the power? That's where the breaker box is. I have placed a security door there on its hinges, and that should help to keep me secure while I power down the mascots. However, the box does make a lot of noise, and I doubt that it will hold against the 600-pound metal robot pound against it. Please, if you see anyone near it, try to distract them by playing your tape recorder.
Oh.
It'll play a loud sound that should draw their attention towards you.
Whoa.
I know that isn't ideal, but it is the only way I can ensure that the door holds. We gotta help each other out in order to make it through tonight.
Then you'll get the
If they do get access to the box when it's open, then they can easily shut down the power in the building, and, well, as you would guess, that would leave you defenseless. So, once it reaches 6 AM, we'll be able to decommission them ourselves and get them sent off to the factory to be checked out. I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, this is strange. What's the tape button? Let's do this, bitches. This is really strange. Alright, okay. I don't know if Joe counts, does he? Okay, what's the oh, that's cool. Right, I've got not waste power. What's the button for the tape? Saw Pooey on FNaM.
Oh shit, oh shit!
Whoa.
Attention freaks, it's me.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm dead. Down. I've got to save Kaden, this is a real ending. Okay. This is so hard. The arcade's so fun. Yeah. Yeah, I have to. Oh, that's a bad start. How do you... how you do that. Oh, you jerk. I was kind of spamming it, to be honest. That's how I do stuff in this game. I think I was unlucky that one time. He's not getting raped yet, so we're fine. Well, it is a Mason animatronic. Oh no, that's fucked up. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh no, just in a game standpoint. Like, detail.
Oh shit, oh shit!
Attention freaks, it's me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Come on. This is so cool. Of course he's a fucking pro at Crazy Time. Nah, this is so cool though.
Oh no.
Shit, I'm fucked.
Press the fucking tape recorder already!
I don't know if the door went either.
Attention freaks, it's me.
There's gonna be someone in my van. Easy. This is the coolest idea ever though. Yeah, this is so cool. Oh shit.
Oh shit, oh shit! Oh no.
Attention freaks, it's me.
No way He's gonna be able to do this. This is hard. And raised it. So. Shh. What? I didn't actually hear him. Oh. Alright, everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Easy, first try. First try. It was second try for real though. Oh yes. Okay, this is cool already.
We did it! Congrats. I never doubted you for a second. I promise.
Kinda killed you.
Now I think that we should stay here until...
Oh shit.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god, that's cool.
Shit, hold on, I've got the staff door.
Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? No!
Where did you go?
No!
Hey, stay back! Ah!
No! Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah. Why? No! What the fuck? Why? Oh my god, the fucking footsteps. Nah, that's so fucked up. Yeah, I do. That's too fucked up, man. I don't like it. What the fuck? Nah. Why? That was so cool though. What the fuck? No! What the fuck?
Man,
Ew.
I'm glad to see you. Could have told me about that vent, couldn't have you?
You told me about it.
Say, I'm starting to feel a bit lightheaded. They fucked me up real bad. Say, go to my office and get the key for this room. Please. I beg of you.
I need to let
Here's the key to the top drawer of my desk.
That's so
it should be
fucked up.
there.
The fuck?
Please go get it.
Nah, man, nah. This is fucking revenge. Oh shit! Holy fuck! Oh my god, this is so cool. Fuck. Oh! Get fucked! Die, Vincent. Oh my god! Nah. Oh my god, what the fuck? That's cheating. Yes! You're shit. Bro, when will you die? Let me kill it, bitch. Shush. You fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. Ew. What the fuck? No. Ew. That's a terrible idea. No! What is I didn't think this game would go here. What the fuck? Yes! Ew. got a hurt. Oh my god. Oh. Fucking bitch. Get off him. Ew.
Oh, thanks so much. I thought for a second that I was gonna... Who am I kidding? That's fucking terrifying. Let's just get out of here.
Jesus Christ.
Stop. When we get out of here, I need to come clean.
Sexy.
When he was on top of me, I just saw something. Something I only first saw a couple of weeks ago. This place was meant to be something good. Not anymore.
Obviously not.
It was never meant to be this way. You know what I'm talking about. I just... Oh, fuck's sake. Run!
Oh my god, the fucking theme. Holy shit.
Get down!
Yes, Ree! Yes!
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Sick! Holy fuck! Oh my god. This credits is sick as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is awesome as well. What the fuck? This is so cool. That's better than any FNAF game ever. Oh my god. This is sick. Yeah. I just hit. Oh, boy 8 found dead in Pisseria. A gruesome discovery had been made following the recent disappearance of a child at Mason at Pisseria. At 6:30 AM on a Saturday morning, police arrived at location. Thanks, Ree. Fucking hell. That's fucked up. I'm so surprised you didn't die, Kaden. What the hell? I thought you was about to be killed. Wait, Ashton Robotics. Wait a second. Wait a second. It's claimed that an outsourced bearer animatronic is to blame for the death of the child, but however the legitimacy of this claim is questionable as the documents to prove the purchase of the animatronics. Oh my god. Where'd that go, huh? Motherfuckers. Ashton Robotics. It's fucking Ashton Primary School. What's too busy? I do a Reddit story on the top. 138 kilometers per hour. Am I the asshole?